We're backing around the corner like that one crackhead you keep telling to go away. No, we don't got no tree fitting you there for you, Raymond. Peace on out. It's the boys, it's the TSK, it's Rob, it's DC, it's Harold. What happened, DC? Talk to me.
I'm gonna eat about tree fitting.
About tree fitting, that's right. Get it right, boys, tree fitting. So, y'all just saw us, hopefully you did. You saw us talk about The Rock strong-arming his way through WWE as if he was truly the Scorpion King. Now, we're right on back. I know, great puns. I love the good puns.
What a reference.
Yeah, I'm good at those. Now we're back to do some vengeance. NXT is always more fun anyway. Let's keep it honest here. Even when it was bad, it was always more fun. And tonight was no exception. I mean, I definitely felt lost going in. I'm not going to lie about it. NXT is not the normal thing that I watch. After watching this show tonight, I'm constantly thinking about, maybe it needs to be a part of the Tuesday night schedule. It looked fun. This show was rather fun, believe it or not, especially with a few weird quirks, especially being an outsider, if you will. It did not disappoint. So, boys, really quick, this is our first NXT review. To my knowledge, I don't think we've done one yet. Have we?
No.
So then there we go. We always
talked about it.
We dubbed this the first NXT review. And what do we think, boys?
This was solid. Being that we're probably black and gold guys all the way around, and I know we all kind of fell off after 2.0 started. It didn't necessarily feel like a black and gold show, but this was probably the damn closest we've been in a very, very long time.
Match quality, yeah, for sure.
Gray and silver.
Gray and silver, okay.
Close to black and gold, but not quite.
Yeah, I think
Harold?
the NXT is always hitting. The takeovers, I will say, always hitting, I feel. Like Mo said, this one felt a little more closer to the black and gold NXT. Fun show all the way around. I feel like NXT is one of those shows that, like how Mo said, you can come into it lost and not know where the storylines are at, but the match quality is good enough where a wrestling fan can enjoy it without having to get too into the story.
We don't have to know what the story is, basically.
We don't have to finish the story.
Lord.
I love how that beautifully ties into it. Oh, God, we could go on and out about that for hours. But before we do that kind of thing, obviously go check out the other one. But let's have some fun. Let's jump into this one. And I say fun because I mean it when I say this. I am a Braun Breaker fan. I am a Carmelo Hayes fan. I am a newly Trick Williams fan because, good God. And I'm going to say this, and 26-year-old me is ready to throw something at me. I'm a fan of Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Baron Corbin. NXT Baron Corbin.
I'm just happy to hear that.
Sign me up all day long.
You know what? Me and Harold actually had a conversation about this the other day. Well, I mean, it wasn't really a conversation. It was a clip and maybe 3 sentences. But the conclusion of it was basically NXT Baron Corbin always hits.
Always hits.
Never misses. He's always been solid in NXT.
I think part of that is they gave him something that he enjoys doing.
Yeah.
And you saw the lone wolf stuff he did when he was in NXT, he enjoyed doing. But the writers on the main roster didn't know how to handle the character.
Holy crap.
Well, no, because they wanted to use him like a monster because of his size.
Yeah.
He's a former offensive lineman, NFL.
He didn't have the hair for that.
I feel Corbin benefits from doing most of his character work in the beginning of the match, in the end of the match, kind of here and there during the match. That's an NXT thing. WWE main roster, they want you to work the mic, they want you to work the cameras. I don't think Baron Corbin works best that way.
No. And honestly, his his mic work, his promo stuff has always been he's a good character. But if you need him to do a promo of any decent length,
Ho Train's coming to town.
But Braun Breaker, that dude, what is he still doing in NXT?
It's that raw potential, baby. They trying to mine the gold.
I think it's only a matter of time now. As a matter of fact, I think he was looking at a SmackDown contract or something.
Now they're saying maybe Raw, so we'll see.
Hey, wherever, as long as he goes up. But I mean, you got to remember there's always been that time, especially back in the black and gold days. Try to say that 5 times fast, where there was always that over the top superstar that is like, dude, what are you still doing here? The Karrion Crosses, the Shinsuke Nakamura's, the Samoa Joes. Now you got one with Braun Breaker, the Farvel Davids. That's right, that guy. You know what I mean? They call him Prince in the land of the rising sun. But let's get into this fun tag match because it was the final for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, and it was Braun Breaker, Baron Corbin against Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. So again, this is where I'm saying, and I will reverberate, as you boys said, NXT Baron Corbin does not miss. His moves look solid. He looks believable. Everything just seems to hit a little bit better. So that's, I mean, again, my personal opinion. Braun Breaker, I don't see anything wrong with this kid's game. His moves are good. He has like a not Braun Breaker. He has like a Brock Lesnar-esque kind of feel as far as like wanting to suplex you, throw you, all that stuff. He has the most believable spear in the fucking game right now. And again, I chalk that up to being a former football player, former NFL draft pick to the Baltimore Ravens, if I can slide that in there. Carmelo Hayes is another dude who I'm saying is ready for the main yesterday, 2 weeks ago, last month even. He has it, and he has it now. Fair, is he short? Sure. Do I give a fuck? Absolutely
Shawn
not.
Michaels was short.
And Trick Williams.
Rollins is short.
I mean, baby, we bring those comparisons all day long.
I'm just saying, people to make that argument,
you hear me complaining?
Kind of like
I'm talking about the negative people, the negative folk out there.
In this day and age,
era,
absolutely,
for sure.
Yeah, attaboys. Good job, boys. And Trick Williams, he's got something. He's got the charisma. He's over his He had the Swerve kind of feel a little bit in NXT. You know what I mean? The crowd so over with him. So goddamn over with him.
Got the look. The moveset was great. I'm glad he's not just a sidekick anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's good shit.
Fantastic.
I might be in a minority camp on this one. I personally feel Trick, y'all gonna hate me for this, and Braun, I kind of said it when we were watching the match, I feel like they're a little rough around the edges still, and I feel like that's why they're in NXT. This match was a good match. Baron Corbin looked like $1 million to me, and I feel like one of the reasons why is because Baron Corbin looked like the vet in the match. He was smooth. He was on his points. The other guys were on their points too, but there was a little rough here and there, which transitioning to the main roster might be easier because they're not going to work them as much in the ring. So who knows?
I mean, I agree with that. I can, especially about Trick. I know he's kind of starting to come into his own with his character a little bit. It's storming in Southern California right now. We got a lot of wackiness going on. But like I was saying, Trick's just kind of coming to his own right now. I know he's probably going to be spending some time in NXT for a while, and
to make that kind of
it's only going to be good for him.
People
going forward,
like Mello, like Braun Breaker, like anything. When you make when something gets made in a factory, which that's kind of basically what NXT is. It's a factory in a way. It comes off the assembly line, and what do you always have? Rob, you and I, we're guitar guys. When you get it done, you always have that person that just polishes it up, kind of smooths it down, gets rid of all the rough edges. I think I would be shocked if, let's see, it's February, SummerSlam's in
August,
July, August-ish, right around then. If those two are still in NXT at that point, I would be shocked. Because I feel like they're just about there. It's just sort of like that, kind of like the finishing touches. They're they're just putting on the last coat of paint, and then they're going to be out the door. And Braun, I think having him with Corbin has done him wonders. It's, showing a different side of him. And hey, Braun, look where he comes from. Look who his father and his uncle are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he comes from a good lineage. Now, I do want to tap a little bit on your point, Harold, about him being a little rough. I feel like he gives that off because he is very much a Goldberg-esque character, where it is just go, 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 full explosion all the time, 110 miles an hour, if you will. It goes faster than 100 miles an hour. But I don't think that's necessarily a harp. But at the same time, I can totally see that you can't do that every motherfucking day on the main. Maybe you can, but in today's day and age, it's going to get stale. We're not in the peak of the 90s. We're not even in the mid-2000s where a domination guy like that could really work. I think, if you did it right, it could. But then again, there's always going to be those people that bitch. There's always going to be those people that complain. And by the time he gets to 40, 50, 60 wins, he pulls a Jade Cargill, and we're like, cool, finish it off with a belt. They're going to be so over. When's this guy going to lose? Why is he keep beating everybody?
The Goldberg type,
Double-edged
short-term
sword.
it can work. Right. Long-term, it's a different time that we're in. It's people want something different.
This is true. People do want something different, but let's finish on to this match right here. Trick Williams comes into the ring, gains the upper hand for his team for a few moments. All of a sudden, gets launched by Baron Corbin, gets a near fall. That's when we see a deep six. That's another near fall off of that one. Braun Breaker continues this huge momentum with this dive to the outside. Throws him back in, hits his spear or whatever, gets the 1, 2, 3. Trick Williams can't make the save. He kind of gets pushed out of the ring as the spear comes in. He can't make it. And it's a little disappointing, and it kind of leads towards what goes on next. So the crazy thing about it is Trick Williams wrestles twice tonight, but we'll get into the other one because he's in the main. So in a match that I don't think I didn't think it was expected. I don't remember it being on the card. Even Teddy's yelling, I don't remember this on the card. According to my people right here of F4W, this whole thing has been on the card, so get over it. Dijak versus Joe Gacy in an ODQ match. And we were having this conversation about the name Dijak and how one of Teddy's buddies wasn't liking it or whatever. And I'm like, it's his fucking name. And as we're doing that, we get a little pop from Rob about Joe Gacy, reminiscent of the CCW days. And then all of a sudden, out come the nightsticks. And our attention goes, what the fuck's going on here? And just, I don't want to say utter chaos, but again, when you want to totally just distract a couple of men, or a bunch of men, I should say, in a Discord chat, you bust out the nightsticks, and you you don't answer any question, you just have nightsticks. So, in an ODQ match, Joe Gacy thrives, okay? I have been a guy. Now, granted, again, I watched zero of the Rainbow version of NXT 2.0, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So Joe Gacy was not on my list of people I could dig. I even remember having a discussion, if you will, with one Teddy P about how I thought Joe Gacy was like a wannabe Kevin Owens. Everything about him just felt like Kevin Owens. And you know what? I see what he meant now. I see what Teddy was getting at in this one. Because his style, although, yes, he is a bigger guy and kind of sort of does some Kevin Owens-esque things, he has his own kind of style, his own little quirkiness, and he's still fucking mentally fucked in the head, and he shows that off as well. And that always works in any aspect of the ring. And Dijak is Dijak, okay? He just, to me, he looked like not on par of PWG, but indie version Dijak in NXT against a Joe Gacy. So for a match that came out of nowhere in my eyes, I really enjoyed this. This was fun. The Lego spot kills me. always kills me. It's better than a thumbtack spot. I don't give a shit. Better than glass. I don't care. Give me the Legos. You don't know pain
Hot Wheels.
until you know Legos.
Okay.
Yeah, there was some toy soldiers in there too, and I know those gotta hurt.
And honestly,
pointy.
There was criticism of Joe Gacy during the Rainbow days. They're saying, they're trying to make him into a Bray Wyatt, that he was copying the gimmick. In fact, I think when Bray came back, I think when they did that kind of return at Extreme Rules a couple years ago, I think there was talk of them bringing him up. I think he was in the Ramblin' Rabbit when Bray came back the first time, or that last time there. And Gacy even said, I'm appreciative of the comparisons, but I'm not Bray Wyatt. I'm, because they thought, the dyad is, cheap imitation Wyatt family. Breaking up the dyad, I think, is the best thing for him. Gacy, he's got that kind of that creepy, Bray Wyatt, Waylon Mercy kind of like creepy gimmick. Personally, I would love to see them put Dexter Lumis with him. Because they're doing, fuck all with Dexter Lumis.
Yeah, I think Joe Gacy is another personality that could translate over to the main roster well, if done right.
Right.
A little more polishing. I think he could be ready by SummerSlam also for main roster. Dijak, great talent. I've always liked his style. He's a guy that could benefit from maybe being around somebody else that's a little more of a mouthpiece, because I don't think he has what it takes on his own to make it to main roster and be successful. My take on it, but great talent. Great match.
Give him like a Paul Ellering.
I like that.
Were you inside my head? That's
we saw
exactly what I was just thinking.
With Keith Lee in the black and gold and how incredible they were. And when there was the reports that they were calling him up to the main roster, we all got excited because we thought, this is it. We're going to get that on the main roster. And we got T-Bar.
Wow.
We get T-Bar.
T-Bar.
Terrible.
That's what we got. So, and I think he has worked so hard to shed all that bullshit. So, I give him credit.
Mm-hmm.
I almost forgot. I almost forgot about it until you mentioned it.
Thanks, bro. Way to restack my memory.
He's doing good.
We'll talk about the finish real quick. There was a spot in the match where Joe Gacy takes duct tape, and tapes around the eyes of Dijak. I want to call him Donovan Dijak. I can't help myself. Around Dijak. But he's somehow blindfolded, is still able to hit Feast Your Eyes. And the goddamn announcer says, well, he's not going to be able to feast on anything because he can't see. I kind of laughed. I know I wasn't supposed to. But it was like a total dad joke, so I couldn't help myself. So he hits it. He can't find Joe Gacy to make the pin. Rips the tape off of his eyes. Hits him with the nightstick. Hits the Feast Your Eyes one more time. Gets the 1, 2, 3. Smiling Joe Gacy is laying there, knocked out if they will. This match was fun for no goddamn good reason.
No reason whatsoever.
Speaking of something that was no reason, I mean, I don't know. We're going to get into it. We'll see how we feel about it. The family, Tony D'Angelo, Channing Stacks, Lorenzo, and I don't want to mess her name
Adriana
up.
Rizzo.
Adriana Rizzo. Hey, it's probably
Riz.
The Riz, baby. Against OTM, Bronco Nina, Lucen Price, and Jada Parka. 6-man tag action. They had these bikes. They're not choppers. Which, by the way, the funniest part about it is the Wolf Dogs came out with actual
the whole way
choppers
to the ring.
But again, I don't know what is it with guys. They're just not riding them. They don't know riding no bikes. They don't know how to ride no bike. They're walking these bikes down the ring, which makes them look
the whole way to the ring.
Makes it look just
It was like
totally
when Taker did it a couple months ago.
pointless, useless. What was the point of having these fucking bikes? They're not gonna.
That venue They're in the performance
That's
center.
right.
Oh, yeah.
That venue is not built
Oh
for that.
God, no! Why did you do that? You just
No, it's not.
could have just left it on the ramp. Oh God, I'm gonna find that clip and put it in.
Yeah.
All right, so what is there to say about this match? I have never, in all my days, been a fan of Tony D'Angelo and boys and girls. Today is not the day to change that. Today's not the day. I'm sorry. I will always and forever say he is a ripoff Tony Soprano with a little bit of wrestling ability, and I do mean a little bit. I do mean a little bit. I don't even know who the other guys are, and they were just as mediocre. This looked like one of those like NXT level up matches. You know what I mean? But it had a story behind it. I'm not bagging on him. You know what I mean? There's going to be some developmental guys in the system. It is still a developmental product, whether they want to push it as a third brand or not. It is still developmental, and this was developmental.
At least they stopped sending scripts out there with the mask. Like, bro, we know you're Reggie. Like, why did they send you out there with the mask? Take the mask off.
You know, I guess
they finally did
I'm
it. So
in the
that's
minority.
that's
I like the D'Angelo family.
Hey, there's one plus.
You know, the dude. Hey,
Well, you are from New York.
y'all know how I'm about my pizza. You know,
A piece of pie.
Kyle, I'm looking at you.
I had to say it. Sorry, I had to do it.
The gabagoo.
Big gabagoo.
Gabagool.
But I'll say this, you know, he is another person that, you know, he's not ready for the main roster yet. He's got a bit to go there, but he's come a long way. And the other guy, Stacks.
God, no.
Stacks has improved.
Could fool me. Sorry.
And to get yeeted,
Yeah, that was a cool spot. There were some cool spots in the match. It was a filler. It served its purpose.
Yeah, there we go. Served his purpose. What do you think of Tony D'Angelo there, Rob? My man.
I mean, yeah, it served its purpose. Since the I keep wanting to call them the War Dogs, that's a totally different promotion, totally different group. But since the Wolf Dogs won that match, they got the family up next. So
the only thing
I'm expecting some titles to change
and
hands.
this is kind of where I'm thinking that's going to go.
Nice.
They lose, and then Corbin and, you know, Breaker have a feud, and that leads to Braun going up to the
That
main
makes
on a
sense.
regular basis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Definitely something. Braun is on his way up. That's all I know for sure. Braun's on his way up. We get a video package letting us know that the next takeover, Stand and Deliver, is going down at the Wells Fargo
Mania
Center. What's
Saturday.
that, fucking WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
And there we go. April the 6th. That's right. Mania Saturday. So, it was Laura Valkyrie versus Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship. And I feel so bad for Roxanne. I feel so bad.
Again,
I do. I swear to God, they've been trying to give the belt to this poor girl for what felt like a year plus. Again, it's just been so long. So I mean, it was quality. It was not on the pace
it was
of
fun.
previous Black and Gold women's
fun.
matches, but I mean, I enjoyed it. They have go ahead, D. It was fun. Had a good pace to it. These ladies definitely have some chemistry, but it was the Swerve. Poor girl's name. What was her?
It's
Lola
the
Vice
breakout tournament
with the,
where it's
what the
basically
hell did
the
she have?
winner of the tournament
Money in the
gets-
Bank or something?
Yeah.
It's essentially like Money in the Bank. It's like
Oh, that's
the
right.
Call Your Shot there that TNA had. It's like what
Money in the Bank.
AEW did when Luchasaurus, I refuse to call him by that bullshit name. You know, with that, you know, you
Wardlow.
can do it. It's basically you can cash in whenever.
I tried
And,
kill switch, baby.
she cashed in Lola Vice. I had no idea who she was. Like I don't watch NXT like I used to. I don't have time for it.
Well, the point of the matter was is she came in, she cashed it, turned into a triple threat match. So, as much as we're now thinking that this is, you know, hey, you know, maybe this is Roxanne's moment, this is her way of getting a pin on like Lola, and she'll just win the belt off of that. Lola is attempting to take this home. Laura comes in, is too determined, hits it the Night Wish. All of a sudden, that's all she wrote for
Lyra Valkyria.
For like what the hell, Lyra? Is that her name? That's how you spell it.
Lyra.
Lyra, whatever the fuck. I don't the fuck. NXT sucks. Hits the Night Wish, retains the NXT Women's Championship. Roxanne Perez does not do anything. Lola does nothing. We move on. Again, I didn't hate it. It was there. I'm lost in translation with these ladies, and I apologize to them for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, what it felt like to me is it felt like you're still waiting to crown somebody that the fans are dying for.
Because
Yeah.
from what I
And to me, that's a
know
big
of
fat
NXT,
letdown.
what I have been kind of fond of it, you know, Lyra has that little shadow. Tatum Paxley's been kind of, you know, the obsessed fan, similar to what we had with, you know, Mickie James and Trish Stratus back in the day. They're doing that again, you know. This seems to be what WWE is doing this year. They're redoing
I like it.
multiple
Yeah.
storylines on multiple brands, just different people.
As long as we
I
get
think ultimately
the
it's going to
suplex
lead to
crotch
Tatum
smell,
Paxley
I'm all
taking
game.
the title off Lyra Valkyria.
I'm all game.
Yeah. That's probably what it is.
Seems to be looking that way, and consider the fact that Mania Saturday is all but, 2 months away? We can only speculate. So, a mystery video package beginning with the man has 3 faces, and the internet went wild. Is it Okada? Is it the fucking the Great Muta? Is it fucking Gato himself? All signs point to somebody coming in from Japan, and honestly, there is one person, maybe 2, from the Stardom
Or,
promotion. A couple of ladies coming over. That could be a thing.
if you notice
So,
what it said there's 3 faces.
Or, as G
There's
says,
the face that we show the world. There's the face that we show the family. And then there's the face of who we truly are,
Yep.
the evil that we really are. I'm talking about the good
Motherfucking
bad
Nick
guy,
Foley's coming back.
Tama Tonga.
God damn.
Yep.
His contract is up with New Japan. He's done. He's free.
Hey.
I think
Yep,
it's him.
that's,
Because what has his nickname always been? The bad guy, Tama Tonga. It's him.
The bad guy. Yep.
I don't hate it. It fits. The boot fits.
Yeah.
Oba
so-
Femi.
Speaking of
bless you.
something that fits. Was it Oba Femi? Is that his
Racism.
name? Is that
Oba,
what they say? Oba
Oba
Femi?
Femi.
Femi, thank you. Oba Femi, Dragon Lee, thank you. Femi is a former, Middle Tennessee track and field star, dominated the SEC, as the announcers would say, and as his head drops off, as he always does in the middle of recording. But he looked like a star. He looked like a stud. You know what I mean? This guy they build him at 6'6". He's about 6'4", built like a brick shit house. Not the greatest moveset in the world, you know what I mean? He's still pretty fucking green, but against Dragon Lee, he looked good. This was a good showing. I enjoyed this, especially for what it was. I could have absolutely gone with a Dragon Lee win and retain, get the title back and the whole blah, 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 blah. But they like Femi. I'm starting to like him. This is the first time I've seen him, so I could definitely see why you would keep pushing him. He is definitely raw. I will say that. He is definitely a very raw talent, but that's never really been a bad thing in NXT.
No. Working with a small guy like Dragon Lee too.
Right.
The match looked great. I mean, he wasn't really overpowering either. Like they still had a pretty good amount of offense split between both of them. It was a solid match.
Monster characters working with smaller guys. You think, oh yeah, it's just going to be a squash. There were several moments during the match where you honestly thought it could go either way.
Yeah.
And you would have been good with it. And I think, you have somebody the talent level of a Dragon Lee. He made him look like he made Oba Femi look like $1 million. So
he looked.
I kind of thought
real good.
that
I'll agree with that.
Dragon Lee was going to get it back because they were saying that the reason he lost it was because he had visa issues that he had to sort out.
Yeah, it's been happening a lot to my luchadors as of late. So that damn Biden, look what you did.
That damn Biden.
Harold, what do you think? Are you an overnight fan now of Oba Femi?
Nah. I mean, I enjoyed what I saw. Going into it, we all knew he was green. It was a surprise choice. Not necessarily green, but new. He was a surprise choice to win the title, which I think is going to work for him in a lot of ways. Obviously, he's undeniable now. He's not just some other big guy on the roster. I hope, and now that Vince is gone, I don't think it's going to be an issue, but I hope they don't try to rush him too quick to the main roster. Obviously, they don't know what they're doing with Omos at this time. Almost could benefit from going back to him in NXT, to be honest with you.
Build on what you said, Harold.
But yeah, I mean, he's a solid talent. I love what Shawn Michaels is doing with him. Let's see where it
NXT, goes. And when Vince was running the show, were screwed because Vince would call them up to the main roster without anything. Look at Corbin. Corbin was a big victim of that. They rushed him up and he floundered.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the second he got hot in NXT, you're like, all right. And you're like, holy crap, he's on the main.
We got to have that person.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that because I remember being in the sports arena for a SmackDown, I believe, and he shows up, and I'm like, I was one of 8,000 that was like, hey, go Baron Corbin, and they're like, who the fuck is what? It's like, am I the only guy? Then okay, I guess I'm the only guy who watches NXT in this motherfucker, but. No, you're not wrong about that. You'll have to push the shit out of people, but yeah, hopefully Oba Femi would get a little bit more time in there. He does pick up the win against Dragon Lee with this just dominating looking powerbomb. Absolutely dominating. It's a nice little pop up. Makes it look easy. Doesn't even look like he puts any I don't want to say true effort in. I'm not trying to downplay it, but just the ferocity because of the stature of the man and how the opponent comes down. It's a beautiful, beautiful power bomb. I absolutely love it. That was the great second to last match. We go backstage with Kelly Kincaid and the NXT general manager. Yeah. Ava, what the fuck's her last name? Whatever, the Rock's daughter.
I think they took away her last name.
Oh, great.
She's just Ava.
So she's the Rock's daughter. Got it. She stated it's a great night, taking part in her first NXT PLE as general manager. She followed up by saying the NXT Roadblock 2024 will take place March the 5th. And then, of course, Stand and Deliver on the 6th. Then we get to our main event, which was just...
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to put this into words. I can't put them in any better words. This main event ruled.
We
Okay,
know
this
what
was
you
a
mean.
super really good. This was a super really good. I can't even vocabularize my words at this current time. This was. I'm glad see, the boys understand. The boys understand because the reality is this match right here. This one gave us the feel of the black and gold days. This gave you that you can't miss a takeover kind of feel. Elio Dragunov, Trick Williams, again, for a guy who's green. Oh my goodness gracious, did he ever look awesome? Then again, have we seen a bad Ilya Dragunov match ever?
No.
Ever.
Not once.
I've said it once.
Like,
I've
you want
said it a
proof of
million
that? Watch
times.
the 2 matches he
Dragunov
had with
don't
Gunter.
miss. Anytime anybody asks about his match, that's all I can say. I don't even hype up the match. I just say Dragunov don't miss. That's it.
They're still talked about.
I think one of the very first matches I ever saw him was when he came to NXT UK was against Cesaro, and that thing was bananas.
Choice. Absolute choice. See, I'm a privileged individual myself, being a PWG follower, a hardcore follower, seeing Dragunov against some of the top indie stars in a pro wrestling guerrilla environment literally set him at a bar above everybody else for me. And then seeing him in NXT UK, excellent work. Seeing him come to the American side of NXT, if you will, even better. And he's only done more and 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 more. And I don't know what else there's left for him to fucking do. Like, he's gonna go on the main roster and he is gonna be better than a Finn Balor. He is gonna be better than a Seth Rollins if they do it right. But we're not there yet. We're in the main event. Big fight feel. I said at the beginning of the show, Trick Williams gave me the Swerve Strickland treatment, or the feels, I should say, the Swerve Strickland feels, and the reason was the crowd reception.
Trick.
The fact that they are literally singing, bump that trick, whatever the fuck, exactly. They're bumping it the whole time. They're in love with this man. They're literally taking a guy who was, as DC put beautifully, who used to be a sidekick, and made him a main event motherfucking star. This guy is absolutely over. Yes, I mean, Mello is second fiddle, and then to say that he's second fiddle is quite a saying.
To the mid '90s,
It's quite a
I
saying.
know you'll agree with me on this. Look at
Saying a lot.
Diesel, Kevin Nash, and Shawn Michaels. When Kevin Nash first came into WWE, WWF, he was, he was the sidekick. He was the enforcer. But he got over. And Trick Williams got over organically with the crowd. And, you hear the crowds and the pundits are saying, he's eventually going to be a WrestleMania main eventer. Like, the crowd loves him. And that organic level of awareness, that is something that you cannot book. You either got it or you don't. Trick Williams, and he's somebody exactly. Trick Williams hasn't been wrestling all that long, and the crowd loves him. You saw him on SmackDown. The crowd loves this guy.
That.
If you book him right, he's gonna be one of your stars for years to come. He's money.
Which makes me so glad a certain old man is not with the company anymore, because
Or
he would bring
honestly,
that boy up
Vince would
and
probably
crush that.
He'd make them Crime Time 2.0.
Now, as much fond memories as I have of Crying Time, nothing, no.
Nigerian.
Even worse.
Why would you do?
Nigeria.
He might have put him in a
drum
Ugandan
match.
drum match. Or what was
They
it?
fucking ruined
What country
Apollo
was it? Was it
Crews. Good
Uganda?
God. Speaking of people that just ruined it.
Nigerian drum
But this was not a
match.
ruining.
Lord
This was an
God.
outstanding showing by both men. Elio Dragunov retains after a vicious battle with the Torpedo Moscow to retain the NXT title after a vicious battle. after the match, it feels like you already, if you're a WWE fan, the signs are there. The writing is on the wall. You know what's coming next, and you prepare yourself for it. But honestly, you really kind of couldn't because you've seen these guys together for so long. You know this is them. And to see them break up is huge. Carmelo Hayes does attack Trick Williams, turning on him, making himself out to be the heel, making Trick Williams to be out to be the ultimate babyface. He takes him out with a chair, beats on his ankle, Pillmanizes the leg, the whole whatever, leaves, boos from the crowd, the whole everything. That's how we end the show. Trick Williams gets a little bit more over. Ilya Dragunov remains the dominant force in NXT. Carmelo Hayes, your new biggest heel in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, boys, is this... I think NXT officially has to be on the watch list for Tuesdays at this point. I think after this show, it's something that we need to start covering or at least following a little bit more. This was a damn good takeover for 2 hours and 6 matches. Excellent job there, Sean. Not mad at you. Kind of proud of you.
I was kind of wondering how they were going to do it. I kind of figured it was going to be Carmelo Hayes turning heel, but then I thought, well, what if they pull a Swerve and they have Trick Williams be the one to turn? I mean, it could have gone, and it would have worked. But I think they saw the reactions that Trick has been getting, and they're thinking, no, it's not yet. And honestly, and I was telling this with Larkin when we were talking, and I said, you know what?
Yeah,
Carmelo
you can't
Hayes
quell that
is
just yet.
better as a heel. He works because he just has that kind of like that arrogance, that swagger.
Agreed.
That you want to see the guy lose. You want to see the guy get his ass kicked. Because now that the turn has happened, we want to see Carmelo Hayes get his ass whooped. We want to see Trick Williams just get his revenge, and that's what you want.
Down tootin'. That is what I want. So, I'm going to... we used to do this all the time back in that one show called The Retro Show, which maybe we'll bring back one of these days. But I want to give a thumbs rating for the NXT show, boys. I'm hobbling with a 2 thumbs up. It was very enjoyable on my end. I cannot complain
I told you
at all.
I had a new rating system.
2 thumbs,
I
1
told
thumb
you.
all the way up, 2 in the middle, height, blah, blah, blah.
No. This
new rating system.
Is a
chicken palms.
5 yeet show. This is the scale of yeet, folks.
The chicken
5 yeet show.
The 5 yeets. The 5 yeets.
I thought honestly,
the
overall,
scale.
Every match was good.
I don't know what's better at this point, the yeets or the chicken palms.
Some were better than others, but not a bad match.
Shockingly. No argument here. Hey.
I gave it a Samantha Irvin and a Tessa Blanchard.
Whoa. You know what?
Chicken palms.
I don't have a unique rating system like my boys here, but it was a solid show. I mean,
Rainbow?
it wasn't necessarily black and
No,
gold.
it was
what
gray and
color
silver.
did you call it?
Gray and
DC?
silver.
Rainbow, not
No, he said silver and gold.
gray and silver.
Gray and silver.
I mean, this is definitely a step in the right direction.
Silver and gray.
I'll give it the good old 2 thumbs.
Hey, 2 thumbs. 3.5 chicken palm.
Mm-hmm.
If you will.
5 yeets.
Have to do the chicken palm. 5 yeets. It's all good. Oh God, it's all good. All right, so we rushed out of it last time before we did the fun plug. So, but this time we can't do that because we got to do plugs. That's how it works. So you got away with it one time, but now you're sticking through it. So, Harold, the was it Greystone Mansion? Greystone Mansion finally dropped. It's on the kicking in with it. What was it? No, TSK Adventures, right? TSK Adventures.
Oh, he dropped
right
on
in
the
middle
plug.
of the plug. Yes. Right in the middle of the plug, he drops. Oh my Lord Jesus! Somebody get this man a new internet box.
Give me all
Goodness
the internet
gracious.
boxes. 2 Sweet Click
All the
Adventures.
internet boxes.
YouTube, Instagram. Hit us up. We just did Greystone Mansion. We got a Whittier restaurant coming up, voted best hamburger by the LA Times for the win.
Hey.
Should be out in a couple weeks. Check us out. 2 Sweet Click.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Rob, I have not been seeing much of you, Nicola and Larkin. I'm a little worried. I know the Hammers haven't been doing so well, so I mean, getting Nicola out of a shell is probably hard right now. But what's the haps on that one?
You know what? We actually had to take a step back and kind of we're trying to schedule out a couple shows. We've got about 6 or 7 ideas, so we're trying to get everything, all the details, all the fine print, if you will, deep into the heart of wrestling with Nicola McDonald, the Demoness, and that other guy. Why did I blank on his name? Mike Larkin. That's our guy. Check it out on his YouTube page. We got a couple episodes up. We're going to be working on some more episodes. I do got some stuff that I'm working on as well. When we're not doing these shows, when I'm not doing these shows with these lovely gentlemen here, where's my handle? It's in my action bar. Linktree / hey, it's Rob. That's where all my social media is at. Come check it out. Come say hi.
Hey, it's Rob. That's right. DC, what's the haps you do?
We
Another
actually
one in the Mike
recorded
Larkin
another
realm.
episode
The
last
podcast
night.
machine, as he is dubbed.
We recorded
What's the haps with
the
your show?
best managers. We went through. We went all the way, but we touched on Freddie Blassie. We touched on my current personal 2 favorites that are around right now. Good old Paul Heyman, and of course, I gotta show some love for Prince Nana. And I'm recording episode numero 5 of the
most over managers right
I'll be
now
recording
happening
tomorrow
in the game.
and going up
God love
tomorrow.
those are.
I keep debating, well, should I do it? Because you never know when news stories are going to break.
Hey, you know what? You said it beautifully, as we have shown over the past, call it 14 days, just how much news drops in the wrestling world at any frickin' given time. I mean, we covered the sex scandal, the sex trafficking scandal by Vince McMahon. We covered the Rock signing with TKO, and then the takeover that he walked in and stormed and rechanged WrestleMania. We've been covering so much stuff. We did this NXT review, so we're hoping that you're checking all this fun stuff out. Speaking of the Max Wrestling page, check out all that's going down on Max Wrestling. Max Wrestling has been hitting everything as possible. You get some of the TSK on the Max Wrestling YouTube. You get some footy talk right there with that one. You get some football talk right here with this one. Some more of that stuff's coming. Don't be afraid of those football fans out there wondering where's the American screaming on the microphone. Don't trip. I had to take a break. Yesterday's game was a rough one. Shouldn't have lost it. You're gonna hear all about it. The Bolts have a head coach. Everything looks up. As he says, who's got it better than us? Nobody. Right now. Nobody. So you definitely hear some more Bolt rant. Senior Bowl was a fun watch. Gonna have some standout guys from that. But other than that, Max Wrestling is the place to be right now. But if you're looking for something a little bit more, I don't know, what the trendy, as the kids say, the TSK has officially hit TikTok. 2 Sweet Click on the TikTok. You need to go check it out right now. We only have a couple bit of our shorts going up, and right now shorts will be dropping as like a mofo, as they used to say back in the day.
Dog.
So, dropping the shorts, eat my shorts, as Bart Simpson used to say. Check them out. Make sure you guys are commenting, liking, subscribe, let your friends know, duet them, comment, whatever. The TSK is here. We're on the TikToks. We're going to be hitting the Instagram. We're on your YouTube shorts. We're going to be in your Facebook shorts. We're taking over the world, not just Max Wrestling's YouTube page. The world, Pinky. The world. And it all takes a little bit of time. So, with all that being said, you all enjoy your double episode Monday. We appreciate y'all stopping by, kicking it with the TSK. We appreciate y'all with all the views and all the love. We hope to continue to grow. We will be back next time. I'm hoping this is going to be a little bit of a break. We'll see how it goes. I do know next month we got Revolution, and as far as I know, the Vince stuff is picking up. So keep it tuned right here. Make sure you hit that sub, that follow button right here on the Max Wrestling's YouTube page. Hit that notify, because again, you never know when the TSK is coming back at you. Hit him with the two sweet boys, and we'll see him around the bend.